In today's mental health check, we're tackling anger management with tips on how to tame our tempers.
That's right. Being angry can feel overwhelming and spark some pretty tough emotions. But experts say the best thing you can do is to allow yourself to feel those feelings before bigger issues develop. Joining us now is clinical and family psychologist Dr. Jennifer Hartstein. Dr. Jen, it's great to see you this Friday. And if we can, I just want to start with why it's so important for us to actually feel our anger. I mean, what happens alternatively, mentally and physically, if we suppress it?
A lot of things, and it's great to see you both, and happy Friday to you. And I think we have to think about what it does to our bodies and our brains, right? So when we don't address our anger, we can have some heart issues. It increases our stress, so we can create ulcers. It can cause some dermatologic issues, some eczema. Our blood pressure goes up. We aren't sleeping well. I know that happens for me. We maybe have headaches. So physically, there's a lot of issues. Then mentally and emotionally, there's a secondary layer. So if I don't deal with my anger when it's happening, maybe I'm more angry, or maybe I get anxious, or for some of us, we feel so helpless, caught in all of the anger, that we can feel depressed. So it brings up a lot of other emotions, not just the anger that we originally feel.
We talk a lot about anger as something that is negative, but there are times in cases where it can be useful, one, on the feelings aspect, and two, maybe there are some ways that you can turn it into more productivity. What are the good things, I guess, of anger, and what is it sometimes conveying when we're feeling that?
So anger can be really good, right? Emotions communicate information to us and to other people. So they're good all the way around. And I think anger gets a really bad rap because what it does is, in that communication, it's saying, hey, a boundary was crossed or a wrong happened, and I need to deal with it. So it forces us to take action. And the key is taking action in a healthy way. And that's kind of always the hard part when we're super angry. But it gives us that information that something needs to be done, and then we need to figure out what we do.
You know, one question I had, Dr. Jen, is that sometimes when we identify anger, especially when women feel anger, it can be described as being overly emotional, or even stronger language to describe women who are expressing their emotion. What is the risk then of misdiagnosing, mislabeling something that's within the regular range of emotion as angry or too angry?
Well, and I think that we invalidate other people's emotional experience all the time, right? And women, 100%, we get invalidated that we're just being too fill in the blank, whatever we want to use. So I think the risk there is it damages relationships. It impacts how we then communicate. And for some people, it might force them to shut down and not express how they're feeling. And then they can kind of turn that internally, and more of that depression and anxiety can increase. So if you're feeling angry, the key is, how do you express it in a healthy way so that other people know what they need to do to change, or what you need from them?
If you need to have a conversation with someone who you see getting angry, but you want to do it in a healthy way, how do you do that?
Well, I think first thing we want to think about is, if I'm feeling angry, maybe I need to have a timeout to kind of reset and think about, what do I need to do? Can I calm down enough to approach the situation? Most of us, when we're all emotional, don't handle things so well. And if I see someone else getting angry, I might want to ask them, hey, do you need a minute, so that we can then have a conversation, right? But if I'm angry and I'm trying to figure it all out, I might just need to experience the anger in whatever way I need to, so that it starts to come down, and then I can figure out what I want to do next.
All right. Clinical and family psychologist, Dr. Jennifer Hartstein, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks.
And you are watching NBC News Daily.